G'day, that's like I got here. So today's an exciting day on the jump.
G'day legends, I'm just testing out a new camera on the workbench. G'day Mike, how are you mate? Just doing a test on the camera. Any feedback will be good, legend. I'm just trying to set a camera up so I can do some work on the bench, or 7. G'day legends, I'm just doing a workbench camera test just to see if you guys can see this properly, because I'm going to be transferring a digital chip from the latest Red Bull to the Mario Kart Evolution, and also in future I'll want to do some reviews live like this, but I'm just hoping that the camera is good. Good morning, Mr. Kennedy. I'm just testing a camera, mate, and unfortunately, now that I'm 8 hours in front of you and 16 hours behind, it's a weird time. I don't know when to go live, but this is a test, my man, just to see if my workbench camera is up to the job. But I'm just trying to log into YouTube, sorry guys, just to see if I can see comments proper. Because the purpose of this will be to do reviews close up. And also I've already started to pull this puppy apart to take the digital chip out and replace it into Mario, because I've had a fair few questions about Mario being digital, which you can buy him, but I'm going to do a video on how easy it is to remove a digital chip. How's the mic? Because the mic's inbuilt to this camera. Is the mic okay? Yeah, 10:30 Eastern. Okay, that's not too bad. Well, what time am I here? I'm 4:30, so, well, 4:20. G'day, Fingers. How are you, mate? Just testing another camera. That seems to be the topic of the week on my channel, is testing cameras. The frame rate, is it really bad? I'm only 6 ahead. Okay, that's not too bad. Is the frame rate, your frame rate is terrible. Is it really that bad, is it? Is it jerky, or what's the issue? Let me know, because it's only running at 720 because StreamYard won't let me run at 1080p due to funding or pricing or whatever. Maybe I can move it back. Is it still jittery? But got choppy. No, could be the internet. My internet's not the greatest. What's my sound like? Anyone new joining? I'm actually testing out a new bench camera so I can do some close-up reviews, and hopefully it's dropping frames. Oh, it's the internet. It's my internet. Sorry, guys. I'm going to see if I can make the internet a bit quicker. Sound is fine. Okay, cool. Hold on. I'm just going to see if I can watch this on YouTube myself, because I don't have a live stream view of it. I've only got what the app is showing me. Live stream view of it. I've only got what the app is showing me. I'll turn that down. Okay, let me have a look. I'm just waving my hand. Sorry, guys. Just testing it. Down. Okay. Oh, yeah, I see. Shish. Okay. I think it's the internet. Sorry, legends. I'm just going to test again to see if it keeps doing it. Oh, that looks like it's getting better. He can only stream. Yeah, Dave, how do you normally stream? Do you stream 1080p or do you stream OBS? Mate, I'll check out OBS. That's better. Yeah, I think I've changed my internet settings to make it a bit quicker. I've been told about OBS, so I might have a look at it and see. So my hand, all right, I can probably, what I'll do is I'll start this taking the chip out. I'm not going to do this proper now because I want to do a proper video. But let me know if it starts getting jerky, because then I'll stop. But my main purpose is so at 720 on YouTube. Oh, we can't. One thing I don't want to do is break these. But let me know if that's looking jerky as I start pulling this apart. Because the main, and it's probably too far away. Is that zoomed in enough, or do we want to go closer? What's your thoughts? Should I go closer, or is this a decent distance? Looking okay. All right, I'm going to see if I can move it just a touch closer, because you don't really want to see my hand. You want to see the cars. The joys of live streaming and setting up a camera, hey? Ugh. All right, let's get a bit closer to the action. Here we go. Here we go. All right, let me just adjust the camera. Better? Do we like it closer? Do we like it closer? Okay, how's that look? It's a little bit closer now. So now you can probably see all the finer. And can you all see that? Is that crystal clear? Or is that really out of focus? I'll start taking this apart just to see if there's any more motion blur. This one's got me stuck. If you're just joining in, I'm testing out a camera. Thanks for joining in. This is another test. Once it's all set up proper, I'll do a proper room tour, because I've really changed the room a bit. And without trying to break these wires and try not to make the camera go all jerky. All right, so that's a part. What camera is this? Looks okay, looking okay. It's the Anker C200, mate. It's not a bad little camera. I'm pretty impressed with it so far. It can go up to 2K with inbuilt mic, and it's got like a, oh, that was me, sorry. It's got like a privacy screen too, so you just, once you turn it on, the privacy window opens up. But once this is turned off, it stays off. But how did that look? Was that too jerky, or is that okay? Let's see if we can see inside Mario at the same time. It looks like it's capturing both of them. Looking good. Hey, slot car dude. Thanks, mate. Just doing a camera test, a workbench test. I might as well keep going with the chip, and then we'll stop once I get too far. Because I do want to do some live streaming and showing off some of my non-skills. But I will be doing a video on showing you how to remove a digital chip and replacing it. So, Dave, what time have you got there? Because I know Australia is asleep, so it's probably a poor time for Australia. Yes, there's definitely a lot going on under the hood. Let's remove this little fella first. All right, can we see both of those? Look at that. That's clear enough, I think. 10:30 a.m. Also, since it's closer, the color balance is better now. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so at least I know I might buy a second one of these cameras, because I'm actually using this camera. This is the same one I just purchased for the live streams, and I'm actually happy with them. I think it was 60 bucks, 60 euros on Amazon. All right, let me see if I can just take this one out, and we'll keep soldering on. The next thing is lighting. My lighting is terrible in here, but I have only just moved into this room. So once I've got it set up proper, 9:20 a.m. Yeah, so it's too early for you guys. Because I know the legend himself, Marty Ford, went live last night, and I think it was 2:30 a.m. in the morning for me. So I've got to try and figure out the right times. It's like, dude, I know what time it is in your part of the world, mate. I'm only an hour away from you now. All right, so that works fine. It's going to do a dry run. So what I might do is I might move this guy out of the way, bring in Mario. Just going to do a quick dry run to see how that looks. I'm not going to finish off the car itself. And then I'll do a proper... I'm actually surprised these fit so well. It literally, I'm going to show on camera, it literally fits in between the posted angle. Look at this. Fits just in between little hubs themselves. And luckily, there's no axle there. So I think, designed by... I think they've designed that on purpose so the chip can fit in between the axle. But there you go. It fits nicely. You can buy the Mario Kart and Luigi in digital, but I've had so many questions since was not sure. Slug cart, dude. I've had so many questions about Mr. Mario himself being analog digital. You can buy him digital and you can buy Luigi digital, but it's so simple just to put a chip in. So I will do an upcoming stream, a proper stream, but now we're just testing the camera. And also I want to do a proper walk around the room because I've actually set it up quite smartly so I can put a track in here without, I wouldn't say too much hassle, but without sort of losing too much room. All right, I'm going to put the other chip back in. The only thing I don't like about, here's a little trick for you. Here's a little hint. If you're going to do Mario, leave the screw in. You'll see there's a screw in the circuit board. Leave that screw in because if you don't leave it in, it's going to stick against the magnet here, which is going to make it a lot harder for you to, because the screw hole is right next to the bar magnet. If you take that screw out, you're going to keep dropping it on the magnet. Can you buy the chips? So I've just done a video and I prefer to do it live, so I'm going to try and find a better time. I did mention in the video I just did, as I was doing this, that during COVID you couldn't get the chip. I've got a heap of chips coming from Australia from my old collection because I've always hung on to chips. But you'll just have to check Carrera's website or your stocker to see if the DigiChip is available. I mean, I did use the donor carbine. This thing is, I tell you what, let's just have a quick look at that. I haven't done the review, released the review yet, but these liveries, look at that. Carrera's done a really good job. Carrera's done a really, really good job, but that's enough of that because the review's coming out. That is enough of that. All right, let's put the chip in. Let's just put the chip in, hey? Now, if you are new to the chip, there's lights. So your two fronts, let's show you these. These are your lights, front lights. So these two here are your front lights, which as you can see, Mario does not have any lights at all. So is the internet still, I haven't been watching, sorry. That's probably good to know. Thanks, Dave. Is the internet still jerky, guys? Legends? Is it still jerky? Yeah, and Dave, I have been using this as recording to try and get close-up shots. All right, let's just keep going with the chip. Let me know if it's too jerky, I'll stop. I don't want to make anyone sick. Oh, it is still jerky. Sorry, guys. But as you can see, so these two here are your front lights. We don't have any front lights on Mr. Mario, but these are your rear lights. We don't have any rear lights on Mr. Mario. I'd love to see someone fit some lights to these because I'm in love with these go-karts. I really, really am. I'm absolutely in love. My computer's on the fritz, sorry. If you are just joining, there's 16 now. If you are joining, I'm just doing a live video test on the bench camera, but I might as well keep going with this for a little bit and then I'll turn it off. But I'm just showing the chip. If you don't have a digital chip already that you've purchased, I'm not too sure if they're ready available. I'm using a donor car to put a digital chip in Mr. Mario, which if you are just joining, this is the chip that is in Mario, the analog standard chip. It's only got power. It's only got braid and power. But of course, we're installing one that has lights. You do not need to put the lights in, and the rear lights you can leave disconnected. All you have to do is your purple and grey and your red and black. Very simple to do. Let me just find the screw for that one because that screw's going walkabouts. But we'll just do a dry run. I don't need to screw it in. Firstly, now another trick with these, when you're plugging in your motor, it can go in both ways. It can go in this way and it can go in that way, as you can see. Now, you're going to have to test when you put your motor in. It can clip in both ways, upside down and inside out. If it is the wrong way, your car will go backwards. That sort of does a reverse polarity on itself. If you do it the correct way, if that happens, stop, take it off, plug it back in, and it'll go forwards. It's happened to me many times. It actually happened to me during my review, so don't stress. Let's plug in Mr. Power. Mr. Power's in, and then you simply find the little line-up hole. I'll quickly show you underneath. There we have the sensor poking through, and you also have the switch, which you don't really need to worry about. So it fits in nicely. Flip it back upside down. We don't have any front axle going through, which is great. So, just enough room for this to go in. And then as you can see here, hopefully that's nice and clear, there is a screw hole for the original screw. All right. Thanks, guys. How much GPU is being used? Not too sure. It's a gaming laptop. This thing's got some power, so I'm not too sure. Without running a BIOS on it right now and bringing up NVIDIA, which will probably make it slow down even further. I'm not too sure. Yeah, I agree, Dave. I think the lights are the next thing. But if you really want to go crazy, you can remove the lights on your donor car and then try and retrofit them to the rear. Probably a good project, but correct me if I'm wrong, Dave, if you're still there, I don't think you can buy aftermarket lights from Carrera. I think they only do them whatever comes in the car. And of course, these will probably work pretty well because they're only slim lines. Sometimes you've got a plate that goes across, a whole long plate. It's like a big C. And if that's the case, it probably wouldn't fit on Mario. But because we're running the two skinny ones, I reckon you might be able to just plastic solder them or whatever you want at the front and then plastic solder at the rear here. But what I do think they've missed an opportunity, if you're going to run a light, you'd either run a light here, which is a sticker. So I'd cut that out, or I'd cut that out, which you can see here. You'd cut that out and you'll run a little LED globe there yourself. So maybe just hot wire your own globe. Another cool thing would be 2 LED lights up the exhaust pipe, and they sort of act as an orange glow. So maybe that could be a project for the future. Yeah, mate, unfortunately, I'm not the world's best PC. You can force it to use the graphics card. It is using the graphics card, mate. I've done the NVIDIA override, and it's always running performance mode, which is it's running my graphics card flat out every time. I think it's a 3060 as well. So as a computer, it's decent, but I think you'll find it's my internet more than anything else. It is pretty poor internet. Cool. Thanks, Legends. I think that's enough. There's only 9 of us in here. Quick test. I think the internet connection is letting it down. Yeah, correct. Thanks, Legends. Be safe. Ciao.